Hey guys, welcome back, Seth here, and today I'm going to be showing you how to use redstone vertically. This is going to be going for upwards only. I will have another video linked in this video, at the end of the video, on how to do downwards, because some of these that I'm showing you now don't work downwards. I know, what a shame. And some of them only work upwards, so we're going to go through the upwards ones. So we're going to start with simple, and then we're going to go through to more intricate ones, but all of them are pretty easy to build. So for the first one, we've got the initial one, which is just a normal spiral. Some of these I will show you how to do them, but they're quite self-explanatory. I am no redstone professional, and even I can do them, so you can do them too. So this one is nice and simple. For example, we're gonna use a leather. Don't know why there's a button here, and you can see that it goes all the way up and it activates right here. Now you don't need to have this redstone repeater here, but it does increase the signal. As you should know, redstone only goes 15 blocks. So if you guys want it to go extra, you just need to put a redstone signal and then you could keep spiraling upwards. So yeah, that is the first one. The second one is the glass one. The glass can go vertical, right? It only takes up 2 blocks. It's the same as this one. It will only go up so high before you need to put a redstone repeater, and then you can continue going upwards. These ones are the easiest ones, so these ones are the nicest. Then the next one that we've got is this doohickey right here. Now this is a new one that I learned. I would say this one's a little bit more advanced than the others. And how it works is, for example, we flick this leather and it gives one singular tick. Now, like these ones stay on until you switch them off, as you can see, but this one will only trigger it once or twice, depending on if you have a button or a leather. And how it works is it pushes the sticky piston, which pushes the log, and the log basically goes through the leaves, hits the observer, to another sticky piston, which has a log, which has 6 more leaves, observer, sticky piston, observer, lamp. Very, very simple to make, and it does trigger something. So it is only one trigger, it doesn't stay on, so just do keep that in mind. Then the next one we've got is the redstone torches. Redstone torches like this can go as high as you want. A majority of these can go as high as you want, but some of these will require redstone repeaters. But this one can go as high as you want, and this one can go as high as you want. As you can see, the redstone torches go all the way up. It is nice and easy to make. However, building the blocks on top of the redstone torches can be a bit difficult, so having a wall by your side will help, or scaffolding, either way. But it can go all the way up, and as you can see, if we flick this switch, we can turn on the lamp right there. Awesome. And obviously, you can do the same. And this works with a button as well. The next one that we've got is a little makeshift. This one is using arrows and targeting blocks. Now, you can have an 8-block gap. You can have it a little bit bigger than this. However, the smaller the gap between these guys, the more likely the arrow is going to hit the target block, because it doesn't always hit the target block. So, for example, we're going to shoot this. It misses the target block. So if our gap was smaller, it would have probably hit the target block. So we're going to shoot it again. It hits it. And it hits it again, and because there is 8 gaps, like 8 air gaps between them both, the percentage lowers. So obviously it needs to be consecutive, so we're going to try again, and there you go, we can see that the lamp turned on over there. So like I said, this does work. It would be a cool mechanism to make for something a little bit more elaborate, but it isn't the most ideal one. The next one we have is slabs. It kind of works the same as the glass. These are top slabs, so if you want to build these, you're just going to have to make sure that you have a wall, and then it's each top of each slab all the way up. Works exactly the same as glass. Like you can see here, it goes all the way up, and we're using a repeater right here to just give that extra length for the lamp. Like you said, the repeater isn't necessary. You could just destroy this, for example, and put it like this, and it would count the same, but I just use a repeater just for an example. The next one is an observer. This is also a single trigger, just like this one over here, but can you use a button as well for a double trigger? And as you can see, it does travel quite quick, but the lamp is turning on, so the signal is going up. The next one that we have is the slime block one. The slime block can travel up 12, and then 12 again. The nice one about this one is it doesn't have to go up 12. You could like end it here, for example. You could add more onto it to make it go higher. And you can have them smaller, and how this one works is it pushes it up, that pushes the redstone pushes the sticky piston, the sticky piston pushes it again up, the redstone pushes this, and it hits this, so it's this one stays on. So this one is really nice. However, not all of us have loads of slime blocks to spare, so this is why this one is also great. This is basically like this one, but we can use falling blocks like sand, gravel. It's really just anything that literally falls. So you could even use anvils. Um, so maybe actually, I'm not 100% sure. But it doesn't matter. Look, sand is what you can use. And so basically how this works is we push it on, and it's really compact, so we can have multiple ones next to each other. And as you can see, it is done. And how this one is made is it is a normal piston here. And then we put our blocks. Obviously, pistons can only shove up to 12 blocks, so keep that in mind. And then the little contraption here is that once you get to the 11th or 12th block, I would recommend the 11th, you put a block, you put redstone torches on the back, and you put repeaters on the front facing inwards to the falling block. So it's nice and simple. As you can see here, it works great, and it can be very compact, which is also nice. And then we can turn them off, and it does have a little bit of delay because the blocks have to fall to turn off the light, but it's nothing crazy. Obviously, you know, the bigger the tower, the more delay, but actually at the same time, not, because you can only go up by 12. The next one that we have is we're going to make it day, is the scaffolding. Now this one is a trigger. It's not like a signal that stays on permanently. This one just triggers, so the same with a button. And how it works is you place a block, you place a scaffolding on top of it, you place the trapdoor, and what you want to make sure you do is you place the scaffolding on top of the trapdoor. Then scaffolding can go as high as you desire. It doesn't really matter. You could literally send it to like the sky limit. It really doesn't matter. As long as you're in render, it can go as high as you want. And then what you're going to do is you're going to flick this switch. This switch is going to change the scaffolding for a second, which triggers this observer. As you can see, when you do this, it changes the scaffolding, which actually triggers the observer. So that's another trigger one. And then last of all, we have this one. It's a bubble column one. If you don't know how to make a bubble column, use just soul sand with source blocks. These are solid water blocks. So if you are making one of these and you put water at the top and it's not working, it's because you need to have solid water blocks in all of these slots, which you can do manually, or you can use seaweed or kelp, as one could say. You use kelp at the bottom, you grow it, and you break it, and it makes it a solid block. Use an observer at the top, and a lamp just like so. And when you do flick this switch, the lamp goes on, and it's triggered for a split second because it no longer is like a bubble column. And then when you go back, it turns back into a bubble column, which also should trigger the thing, but it's very quick, as you can see. So this one's very instant. It travels very fast. And that is basically all the vertical redstone contraptions that go vertically upwards. Do you remember that some of these will not work going downwards and will only work going upwards? If you'd like a video on them going upwards, there'll be a link to the video at the end of the video. Yep, link to the video in the end of the video. Yeah, you get the point, right? There's gonna be a link, so go click it if you want to figure out how to make the redstone go downwards. Duh. Yeah. I'll also be doing another YouTube channel video, and it'll be vertical going upwards and vertical going downwards, and some other cool redstone tricks all together in one big video. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this helps, and peace. Hey guys, welcome back, Sephes here, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to make this redstone contraption right behind me. This is a vertical redstone tower. This is the most simple out of the few that I'm going to show you today, and in my other shorts as well. So, this is how it's done. We're going to need smooth stone, or any block in particular, right? Redstone, a lever, a redstone repeater, this is optional, and a redstone lamp, or the thing that you want to power. So first what we're going to do is we're going to place this and our leather and our redstone, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go like this and destroy it, and this and destroy, and so on. We're going to make this spiral. Obviously you're going to be doing this in survival, but this is the simplest way for me to show you guys within the short amount of time that we have. And we're going to go all the way up. You remember you can only go 15 blocks up, so keep this in mind, guys. If your signal is not working, it's because you have gone too high. And you're going to need to use a redstone repeater to continue that signal. So let's see if this works. like so. Boom, and our redstone lamp is on. That is a simple redstone contraption just for you guys. Now, if you want to continue this, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to place this, like that, and then that redstone repeater is basically going to allow the redstone to continue traveling. So then we go up again, as you can see, and we're going to continue the pattern that we had before, there you go, and we go like this. As you can see, we're already on, so we're going to keep going, and we know what we're going to do. Stop right here. As you can see, the redstone goes all the way up, and let's have a lamp right there. And as you can see, we've gone an extra few blocks than the original signal. You had to do this glass vertical redstone contraption. Holy shamoly, if only I could speak. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to get a solid block of any kind. Can't be a glass block because we're going to use glass blocks later. We're going to put a redstone on top with a leather. Then we're going to connect the glass to this, and what we're going to do is we're going to build up just like so. So we want to put our glass, the redstone on all the glass like so, and we're going to just build up, and so on, and so on. So we're going to go as high as about 15 blocks, but I think I'm going to take it a little bit lower just for this tutorial. And like so, this will be our last block, like so. And then what we're going to have to make sure is we put the lamp on the redstone like here. It cannot be here. It cannot go here. It will not work. It needs to be just a little bit up, and then as we flick the switch, the lamp will turn on. Now you can extend this using a repeater, however it does get messy, so I recommend using one of my other many tutorials to do so. But if you do want to do it, you're going to have to use a redstone repeater like this. Then you're going to have to get redstone like this. We're going to use a glass, and then you're going to have to repeat the same steps that you just did. So for example, like so, redstone, and so on. However, it does seem to get a little bit sidetracked. As you guys are probably wanting something nice and easy and vertical, I recommend using these ones if you want to get a higher result. But if you're wanting something short, this is the perfect contraption for you. So what you're going to need is a leather, a smooth stone, or any block that you would like to use as your building block, a sticky piston, an oak log, oak leaves. This could be any log or any leaves. Just needs to be the vanilla kind. It can't be like crimson, as I'm aware. Right, the next thing we're going to need is observer and a lamp. It is a pretty simple build, so we're going to go over here and we're going to build it just like so. We're going to use this like that and a leather like this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to do like this with a sticky piston and then a log. Then we're going to use our leaves, and we're going to make sure that we build 6 leaves. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then after that, we're going to use an observer like so. The observer is going to count these leaves. Then on top of that, we're going to use a sticky piston, and then again with an oak log, and then the leaves. And we're going to make sure that we break the leaf before we go like this. And we go, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then again with the observer, and then we're going to use a lamp. If I build that right, I did indeed build that right, but we gotta use these like this, and we're gonna go and place the observer like so. Oh my goodness me, it's been a while since I built this thing. So you can see that this is the observer right here. As you can see in this contraption right here, that the observer is facing outwards, so make sure that it's also facing outwards. So this is going to be the way that it's facing inwards, right? And obviously that is like so and like that. So how this works is basically that when the oak log goes underneath the oak leaves, it triggers it. So it travels up the oak leaves, so oak leaves can only travel up by 6. So keep that in mind. When we flick this switch, it's going to go like this, and we flick it again, it's going to trigger it like so. So yeah, and today I'm going to be showing you how to build the redstone torch contraption behind me. This is a vertical cladding redstone, and this is how it's going to be done. It is the most simplest one of my builds, so I'm going to teach you real nice and quick. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to put a leather like so, then we're going to put a redstone torch, and then we're going to put a block, redstone torch, block, redstone torch, block, redstone torch, block, redstone torch, so on. Now, if you're in survival, the best way to do this is probably using scaffolding or using some kind of wall that you can climb over, because Believe it or not, when you go like this, it is not possible to place like this, so it's something that you're going to need to keep in mind. But the vertical thing can go as far as you want, but for the tutorial purposes, we're just going to go this high. As you can see, we went all the way up, and then once you're done, what you're going to do is you're going to place your lamp on top, or whatever you want to trigger. I'm going to go all the way down, and as you can see, if we flick this off, it'll go all the way up, and our lamp is on, and as you can see, we can flick it off as well. I'll be showing you how to do the redstone vertical arrow contraption. Now this contraption, I can't lie, it's kind of quirky, it's kind of weird. If you're doing it for funds, not for efficiency. So how it basically works is the smaller the air gap that you have here, I recommend not doing anything more than 8, right? Increases the percentage chance whether the arrow will actually light up. This could be great for using as like a gambling or lottery event. I can't lie, now I'm thinking about it. Anyway, we're moving on. We're going to go over here and we're going to build this thing. We're going to do is use a solid block. I'm going to use a smoother than block. You can use any block that you want practically. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use a dispenser like so. In the dispenser, we're going to have some arrows. We're going to get some arrows out of just a stack because it does miss sometimes. Then we're going to use a block gap. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a solid gap of 4, so you can see the percentages of how it misses and when it hits. So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we're going to do a target block, and then we're going to do a dispenser, and in that dispenser we're going to have more arrows. Then what we're going to do is we're going to destroy those gap, and we're going to go again, and this time we're going to do 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Target block, dispenser, and we're going to put those arrows in again, and then we're going to do it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Target block, dispenser. Actually, we're going to do target block and a lamp. Right, and that's going to show everything that we want to show. So as you can see, that is our 8, and this is our 6, and we've got our 4 right here. So as you can see, when we flick this switch, we go like this, it's going to hit that one, and it's going to hit that one. Now that one, perfect strike, right? We're going to try it again. We're going to hit the flick, and we did it again. Look at us go. Oh my god. Perfect all around. That one nearly missed, but it looks, there you go. So it was we did 4 toss and 1 out of 4. That's pretty good. It's not bad, but as you can see, these ones always hit the center. Then these ones spread out a bit. They were on the edges, and then this one even had an arrow miss. So that is basically how it works. We'll do it again, and as you can see, we missed again, and we hit it. Boom. And that's basically how you do that. Teaching you how to make the slab vertical. It's kind of like the glass vertical that we have over there, but this time it uses slabs, and it is a current redstone signal, so it means that it basically doesn't flicker on and off. It's a core redstone signal. I don't know what I'm yapping about. Look, anyway, basically this is how it works, is you're going to put a block of choice. Now we already have a wall here. This is just to help you guys build it. However, you don't need the wall, but I would recommend having a wall. It would make your life so much easier. Right, so the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to put a leather like so and a redstone dust, and then we're going to make sure our slabs are on the top of each block, just like so. So we're going to go all the way up like that, and then we're going to do redstone just like that, and it kind of gives the same effects that the glass does. And we're going to do one more block, and like so, and like that, and then we're going to make sure that our lamp is aligned with the redstone, not below the redstone, aligned with the redstone, so 1 block higher, technically speaking, right? And then as we go down and we flick the switch, the leather is on, and as you can see, the redstone is stuck in place and it does not trigger, and then it is like that again. So it is a corresponding redstone, it is a solid redstone, it is solidified. Right, yes. I'm going to be showing you how to make the observer redstone thing. This is a trigger, small tick, small signal. It can also be used as a button, as a double signal. Right, this is how we're going to do it. We're going to get a solid block. We're going to get a leather. We're going to get a redstone torch. We're also going to grab an observer, which I did not grab. Right? The observer is going to need to be facing downwards like this. It's going to be like this. You want a little face looking towards the redstone. Then we want a block, redstone, observer, block, redstone, observer, block, redstone, observer. If you can't tell, this is basically the entire thing. And as you can see, we need to make sure that we don't click the redstone like this. You always want the redstone looking like that. And then we're going to do another block and redstone. Now after that, we want to use our lamp or whatever we want to trigger. Make sure that you don't do it like this. You want to do it like this, right? And like you can see, Boom, lamp is on. Boom, lamp is on. So it's going to flicker on and off. If you can use it, we do a button right here. We'll just use the trigger button, and you can see that it does a double trigger when we click it. And there you go. You see, when it goes off and on, it does a nice double trigger with a little bit of a delay. Today I'm going to be showing you how to do the vertical slime block piston redstone signal contraption. As you can see here, we turn it on. As you can see here, we turn it off. Right, so here's some key tips to know. What we're going to do is we're going to use a solid block. It can be anything, but I like to use smooth stone. We're going to use a leather. Woo, leather time. We're going to use a sticky piston like so, and a sticky piston can only push 12 blocks. So what we're going to do is going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and then a redstone block. And then we're going to do a block. This could be any block. Then we're going to do a sticky piston. We're going to go like this. We're going to destroy this block, because that is the block that's going to activate the next sticky piston. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do slime blocks again. Now, it doesn't have to be 11 slime blocks. Let's say we want it to be 6 more higher. So we do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Or 6, right? Then what we're going to do is put a redstone like so. Right, another gap like so, and boom, shakalaka. Right, now when we do this, it's going to turn on the redstone lamp, and so on, and redstone lamp, and so on, and redstone lamp, and so on. Basically, you can trigger whatever you want with this one, and you can make it as easy as you can. Like, it's quite easy to basically put this anywhere. Right? You want it to be a little bit lower? Use less slime blocks. You want it to be a little higher? You make another contraption. It will travel as high as you want, as long as you want, and it is triggerable by anything because it's a redstone block. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use this falling block contraption, which will send up a vertical redstone signal. Now, as you can see, this one is a quite compact design and can be used quite literally next to each other with no redstone in delay or infection or any problem whatsoever. Don't really know what I'm saying, but I know what I'm doing, so listen up. What you're going to need to do is get a smooth block. It doesn't have to be a smooth block, it could be any building stone redstone block, but we also need a leather. Don't know why I didn't grab one of those, but we do need it, right? And as you can see, it is powered off for the time being. What we're going to do is we're going to do a piston. We're going to get bland blocks. Now, a piston can only do 12 blocks, so that's what we're going to do. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Then what we're going to do is we're going to make a block just like so, and a block like this, and a block like this, right? And the redstone repeater is going to go inwards, and the torch is going to go like that, right? Then, on top of that, we are going to go like this, and we're going to make it a bit higher, but this time we don't want to make it all 12 blocks. We want to go half the way, for example, right? It can go another 12 blocks. It can go, keep going, boop, bop, 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 but obviously 12 blocks is our max. But what we're going to do is we're going to 6, because I want it to be 6, right? So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go like this, like this, like that, like this, redstone torch, redstone repeater. Then we're going to do a block like so, and a lamp, right? And then what we're going to do is we're going to go like this, and the lamp is on, and like this, and the lamp is off. So it's got a little bit of delay, but that's as much as the delay goes. When it's being pushed upwards, there is no delay. It's practically instant. But when it is being turned off, there's a little bit of delay due to the blocks of sand falling. That is pretty much it. I really like this one because it's so compact, and I think it's a cool design. Today I'm going to be showing you how to use this scaffolding contraption. It's a small signal, it's a trigger, and it can have a double signal if you use a button. Right, here we go. Let's go over here. Right, so for this contraption, what you're going to do is you're going to place a block of your choice. I use smooth stone. You can use any block that you desire, and then an oak trap door. It could be any trap door as well. What you're going to do is you can do scaffolding like this, and you're going to make sure that you put the scaffolding on like this. Do not put the scaffolding on, do not put the scaffolding on first. You gotta make sure that you have the trapdoor before you do it. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it as high as we want. This should be high enough, but you can do as high as you want, right? Then the next thing what we're gonna do, just like the contraption right over there, is we're gonna use our observer. Now the observer wants to be facing this way. This means that the face is towards the scaffolding and the arrow is towards the redstone lamp or whatever you want to trigger. Then as you can see, when we go down, it triggers the lamp. just a little flicker, and then when you do it again, it triggers again. And how this works is basically when we move the trapdoor, it makes the scaffolding into a different kind of block, which sends up a little signal up to our server. Our server recognizes that this block has been changed, and then so on. So nice and easy, just like so. And yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Today I'm going to show you how to use this bubble column little contraption. Yeah, it's a bubble column contraption. And it basically sends a vertical redstone up to trigger a single pulse on this lamp. So basically what we're going to want to do is nice and simple. We're going to start off with our soul sand. We're going to start off with our sticky piston. And on that sticky piston, we're going to use this block just like so. And then we're going to use glass all the way up. Now we're going to make this a quite short one just for the YouTube purposes. But you can make this as tall as you want, as bubble columns can go as tall as you please. I think this is going to be plenty of space for now, and then what we're going to do is we're going to use the water bucket like so, and to make these solid blocks, it is very important that they are solid blocks. We're going to use kelp, or you can just fill them in block by block all the way up. Then we're going to break the kelp just like so, and what that is going to do is create a bubble column. This bubble column is going to go like this. We're going to break this. We're going to do an observer like so. Going to go like this, like that, and we want the facing inwards. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab the redstone lamp, and the redstone lamp going to go, oh my goodness me, look, we have got a bubble column here, you know. So basically how this works is you want it to trigger, you're going to flick the switch, it's going to say, hey, there's no longer a bubble column here, let's trigger the lamp, or whatever you want to trigger, and then so forth. Triggers again when the bubble column appears. So it basically, the observer is observing whether there's a bubble column there or there's not a bubble column there. And that's basically how that works. And it's almost instant. I can't lie, it's really quick.